Show your level.
Do you want to be in the video? Can you do this in the middle of our video? I think that'd be awesome. Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I'm Stephanie. And we are
Barnbesties
with
Farm Fresh advice
for you. So we are here to impart the knowledge that we have learned over the years of building and running barns, so that you guys don't have to have the problems and the misery and the mistakes that we made. Hope you enjoy our videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, right?
Right, and we hope to save you time and money on your new adventures.
Absolutely.
Hi guys!
Hey guys!
I'm Megan.
I'm Stephanie.
And we
are Barnbesties
Besties
with
Farm Fresh advice.
We are here today at Megan's with
Sheila
and other various ponies, because we are here in your
sun hut. I call it a sun hut.
Mm-hmm.
I had this vision of, so we have 8 pastures, and I had been thinking about little huts and horse shelters, and I thought, why not just create one shelter that covers all 4 pastures? So I am going to be building another one that's going to cover
Those
4 pastures
corners
as well. And I didn't realize what a great idea it was until I get to see all of the horses in it together, so they can socialize.
They're
can
plotting
be
and planning, Megan.
out of the elements. Love it. And it's a very simple shelter. How many posts are there? There's 9 posts. We put it in with an auger. The posts, I believe, are 3 or 4 feet down. And then there's what do you call it?
Supporting the structure.
It's a Monday.
Yeah. I mean, they're the supports for your roof.
Yeah, and then we just put simple tin across, and so it covers them from snow, rain. The
grunting.
Yeah, they love it. They absolutely love it. They're out here. Oh, and it covers them from the sun,
the rain.
The only downfall is they always are here, so they manure. So you want to make sure we drag it in, but you can also come and pick it up. But see, they canoodle. They canoodle.
I was using my fingernails on her.
She said, "Give me more."
Oh, right there.
Oh yeah.
Right there. It's fly season here in Wisconsin. As you can tell, she's covered from head to toe. She's still itchy.
Oh, look at her.
She says I'm itchy.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think one of the things you could probably do in here is maybe dig down, put in a sub base and then a base. Be a little easier. But again, y'all, money, right? At some point, you just, things get expensive. Oh. I think we've got a perfect example going on here from Miss Irma. Sorry, Irma. You know, there's manure in all the various ones. They urinate.
They
Things
do all
like that
the things.
happen.
Yeah, so that's a downfall, that it collects here because they're always standing here being social. So you want to maintain that. So I think that's it, right, Steph?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is a great way. How you've done it, it covers. You've got 4 different
Pastures
horse
covered
pastures
with
covered.
one.
So one
shelter.
structure is providing shelter for 4 horses. That is a great way to save money.
Yeah.
A really great way. Now, may I ask how you decided on the size? Did you have a plan, like how much you wanted each horse to be covered?
Yes.
And how big are these? Rough guess? They look
guess,
about 20 to 25 wide, maybe.
Yeah.
And then probably almost the same as far as,
Like a stall.
yeah.
A very large stall, 14 by 14, would you say?
12 by 12 or 14 by 14. So, and that's perfect time. You know, the horse can get in here, like you said, completely out of the sun, completely out of the rain, if it's sprinkling or raining. You know, not everybody brings their horses in the rain, but this is great. One thing would be, this probably wouldn't be perfect for a full-blown winter storm because there's no wind break.
No.
But you call it a sun hut anyway.
Yeah. So we'll show you other shelters and
Lots of shelter ideas. So
further videos. So this is just one idea.
Yeah, we got a couple ideas. We're going to show you the shelter at my farm as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So hang tight, guys. We're going to add that video in shortly.
This is our friend.
This is our friend. We are in our friend's little field here to talk about his house. Maybe scooch on down, hey buddy. Woo!
Here we are.
He's going to insist on being in the video. So we're here to, again, continue to talk about turnout shelters. We showed you Megan's sun huts.
Buddy. All right, there we go.
That's funny. So he's going to just go pester cameraman.
I know, he's perfect. But
perfect. Yep. So, yeah, this is continuation. We're talking about different types of horse shelters. We had Megan's sun huts that we showed you. And now we're in a three-sided shelter. This is actually something that I have something very similar at my farm. We're going to be showing you that as well. But this is, I believe, portable, right?
It's portable.
So yours were built on site.
Yes.
This one came in a truck.
Yes. So I have a client who wanted a shelter for her horse, and she approached me, and she asked me.
We're laughing because Mr. Cameraman is being pestered by the horse.
So she picked out this shed, and it was delivered, and it actually has skids, which you may not be able to see because it's been here for several years. But we just opened the fence. They brought the trailer in, backed it in. We wanted this location. She leveled it out, and and he loves it. Obviously, you can tell he's a part of our discussion.
We're coming in. We're trying to remain in the video.
So he just lifted his trailer and it just skidded out. So you can actually just purchase them pre-made.
Lots of places you can do that.
Yeah,
and he's a big horse, and I'm standing on the skid, but there's plenty of headroom here for him. And it does slope.
Yeah.
So
the
snow, rain runs off the back.
Yep. And the other thing is,
come on in, Miss Cameraman. Just watch your footing.
There are little
You're in the dark.
windows. Do you want to show them this one then?
Yeah. Okay. So there's
maybe
windows.
you can reach it. There's little windows.
How does this work?
You can just
Is it gonna
slide
drop?
it. It may not work because we keep them closed.
Is it going to drop to the back?
It should drop forward.
Okay. Oh wow. So how does that work? Yeah, I think you need a tool.
But yeah.
So a little ventilation. That's so cool. I didn't know this one had that.
Yeah. So if you want that option, you can have it.
So you get a little breeze through if you wanted it. That's really nice.
Yep. And also you can tell he congregates in here. So there is management with this.
But now, is this anchored at all into the ground?
No.
So you could actually drag this and move it if you needed to.
We can.
So you could pull it in one direction, scrape the poop out, and then bring it back, or you could slide it around. You could move it from pasture to pasture. Yep. That's really awesome. I guess I don't need my sunglasses in here. Because it is working as a bit of a sun hut. That's really nice.
So we do not move it. This is this horse's pasture. This is his shed. He doesn't move around from pasture to pasture. So this is solely his. It does not move, but yes, that's a great idea.
It is tin. However, there's safe kickboards. There's safe. So if he was to kick,
yep,
he's not going to put a foot through the tin, cut himself, and do damage. So yeah, really nice.
He may eat it a little bit.
It's really big too.
So
I think you could have a couple horses in here.
You can. Yeah.
So, but he's a big boy. So
he's a big boy.
He gets his big shed. Yeah, this is great.
And so for maintenance though, I would say once a week the owner comes out and cleans out the manure. And then you also have to be aware horses are woodchucks. I think they're part of the
I think
woodchuck
this is
family.
a perfect example.
They will
do chew,
nibble.
Yeah.
And you can put this stuff on, paint. I'm always afraid. We're drug tested in our sport, so I'm always afraid of
anything weird.
Anything weird that they might ingest. So yeah, so we don't paint it, but
and you know, here I'm in the back, and I'm 6 foot tall. I'm standing kind of on the ground. I can just reach and I mean just reached the top of the tin. So even though it's
I can't
sloped,
reach it all.
it's still pretty high in the back, which is great for tall horses. Now, if you had a smaller horse, maybe you've got a quarter horse that's, 15.2, 15 hands, 16 hands. This is more than plenty tall enough for them. And I mean, he's a big boy. He's got to be about 18 hands. He's a big guy.
Yep.
He fits in here fine.
The other thing though is placement is important. So we have very strong winds that come from the west.
Yeah,
we have it facing east, so he can come in and he's blocked by the sun.
We're getting the morning sunlight right now. So in the cold winter, he's getting the warmth of the morning sun. But actually in the wintertime, our storms come out of the northwest, and in the summer our storms come out of the southwest. So having it facing east is fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, okay. So we're also going to go to my farm, show you my sheds. I actually have a couple different types of sheds that we can show you. One of them is going to be like this, was portable, and one of them we built on site, but it was portable. I wouldn't call it portable anymore. So we're gonna take you guys there, so hang tight. Hey guys, so as promised, we're here today on my farm. We're gonna show you a couple of my turnout sheds. This is the first one. This one, my family and I built because our farm got hit by a tornado, and the shed that we had here previously was obliterated by the tornado. Yeah, so we built this one. It's actually a portable. We built it up on the driveway, and then dragged it into place. So there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. First of all, I'd say I more than tripled my space. I built it way bigger than what was here. I built it taller, I built it wider, I built it deeper, because
How tall?
she's tall. I don't even know how tall. I'm 6 foot tall, and she's up there.
Oh, that looks like,
Yeah.
wow.
Okay,
That
so
looks
let's
like 12 feet tall.
probably. So let's get into it. I went a little hog. I wanted it really high because I wanted really good ventilation, and I didn't. So
There's a vent up there.
There
right?
is a vent. Yep, there's
Yeah.
ventilation to get the wind through. So the old shed that was here, actually, the way it was built, is as tall as my horses were. It was like you kind of almost had to duck in the back. So if the horses were facing in the back, they had to duck or they were going to hit. And so they were kind of chewing on the rafters and things. I didn't want that. So I also cantilevered out the roof.
Love it.
Because it cantilevers out about 3 feet out, because it provided extra 3 feet by, I think this is 24 feet wide,
Wow.
of extra square footage of roof.
Uh-huh.
So like rain, so let's say horses weren't letting somebody in, they could still be right here and they were getting sheltered from rain or snow or whatever.
And I want to know about these.
So
What
I
is
found
this?
out about these from Miss Megan. If you have seen some of our videos we have taken at Megan's farm, these are cool curtains, and it starts with a K for cool, and curtains is a K as well. These are amazing screens to help prevent the birds and the bugs. Now it doesn't keep the birds out, just as Megan pointed out, there's ventilation on top, they can get through. But these are awesome. They provide sun protection. It is substantially cooler inside the shed in the summertime because these
And you keep them on all year?
I roll them up and take them off in the wintertime.
Yep, we do
So,
too.
Yep.
Yep.
They
And you can see
yeah.
they're little sections, and your horses learn to walk
They
through
learn
them.
how to walk through them, and it's so funny. I have one mare. She'll be like half in, half out. She'll have like her head out or in, and like her butt hanging out, or her head. She'll stick. Or sometimes Megan, they'll do this where they're in here and they'll see me, and all of a sudden this will happen, and you'll get this like little round head that'll kind of go out.
I love it.
Yeah, so the nice thing is this company does provide a way to custom order these, but we can talk about that in a later video. But I love it. They're not at all connected. It's extremely dangerous to have them connected if you're in a turnout situation.
Yep.
So they do flap freely, and on a windy day they can get a little wild.
Mine are connected because they're at the entrance.
They're
But
in the barn. They're not. The horses aren't loose.
love this idea. This is such a great idea.
I love this so much. This is like the best investment, and this is the only shed I have these on. But
What is the downfall? Is there anything you would change?
well, the horses. So it took them a while to understand this. So what I did is, you'll notice I have a support in the middle. You cannot cover that because you don't want the horses to run into it. So what I did when I first started installing these is I only ordered half the shed's worth. And what I did do is I installed 4 panels, 2 here, on this side, 2 on that side, so that the horses got used to seeing them flat, but this whole section was wide open. They could get in and out, and they started understanding about this. And then I ordered more, and I ordered the rest, and I just slowly installed them. And I pretty soon I was down to this was the only open spot that didn't have a curtain.
Smart.
So that the horses could get in and out without the curtain, but we're starting to really understand the concept of the curtains. And then I did have to actually, a couple of them were just being so goofy, I had to actually halter them and do some training sessions.
Awesome.
And just showing them that it was going to be okay. And now they will come, if it's really buggy, they will come at a gallop and run up and just blast right in.
Oh, I love it.
And they know they can knock the bugs off by walking through the screen.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot. But so I did wrap this post because horses, as we've discussed, are beavers. And you can see they feed on this. They whacked on it. They scratch on it.
There's hair.
There's hair from scratching. Yep, they rip hair out. So there are some downfalls to this. At some point, you probably do need to replace these, but they're easy enough to custom order. This is a 4x6, so I had to get a wrap for a 4x6. It was easy to custom order that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's up with that? And what's up with...
So those are lights. They're solar powered lights.
Ah, you have lights out here.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's the other one that's functioning. I took this one down because it was so big and the wind would wrap around and kept knocking it loose.
Yeah.
So that one works fantastically. That one has been up for like 4 years and still works.
Wow.
So as long as it's exposed to the southern sky to get its charge every day, it works great.
Awesome.
So yeah, solar is the way to go. There's no electricity out here. So I made this like super duper wide. I wanted to be able to have 4, 5, 6 horses be able to shelter in here. And Megan, maybe you can help pull these open. It's also really deep. I made it, I believe it's 14 feet deep. 14 or 16 feet deep. So you can get a lot of horses in here if they're all friendly with each other. The other thing I did is, you can see in here, it is wood on the inside, just like Megan's. And Megan's, we showed you the one shed, because horses kick.
Yeah.
It's all wood. I started off with 2x10s horizontally, and then I got some treated plywood and lined it all with plywood for extra to keep the wind out and the rain out, because wood shrinks.
Yeah.
It's so shrinking. And actually, if we go down here, Megan, we can kind of show them that, because these have shrank, and you can actually see some ventilation that occurs. So I left one side open to provide a little ventilation. So there's a significant gap in there. But
And how often do you clean it out?
well, so the other thing I did is, once it got settled, I ordered in driveway gravel. I put a little bit of driveway gravel down, and then I buried that under limestone screenings, which we've talked about in other videos.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that day, I ended up putting, I don't know if you can see it, Megan, but I have pea gravel in here. Because pea gravel's round, it doesn't hurt the horse's feet, it won't get jammed in there. Driveway gravel is generally kind of jagged and can be hard on the horse's feet. So the driveway gravel offers flowage and drainage, because we tip a little, we're kind of sliding downhill this way. There have been times in the wintertime where we have had like a river running through here of runoff from major snow runoff.
And this is pretty solid. I'm impressed. I think you need to give me some advice on my pastures.
Yeah, so I also added in a whole lot of screenings and gravel and things out front here.
There's no mud. Do you
Because-
get a lot of mud?
You can get a lot of mud if you don't do that, and it's getting really swampy. And it can get bad in the spring, even with this on. But you'll see it slopes down and away.
Yeah. And there aren't a lot of bugs.
Yeah, well, we're trying, but
Yeah.
the other thing I did do is my sheds are anchored. They're anchored into the ground. I think the best way to show that is going to be over here. This one is exposed. You can at the farm store get ground anchors that screw down into the, I put 3 foot, so you screw them 3 feet into the ground. And then I have heavy duty chain that is It's heavy duty and is wind rated. And then we have these carabiner, these little fasteners. They are rated for about 2,500 or 3,000 pounds. So I got as heavy duty of gear as I could get.
Awesome.
Just to help. But honestly, by putting in the base, the sub base, the base, and then the screenings and all that, it really actually stabilizes the whole structure, because you could potentially, I mean, we lost the first one to a tornado, so the wind could tip this, especially with as big a roof as I've gotten, but we've not had any issues. So it's anchored on both corners. It is anchored in the middle here. You can't see it because the horses have kind of buried it, but it is anchored here, and it's actually anchored at both back corners as well.
Awesome.
So the other thing is, you know, there's no weight here. There's a ton of weight in the back with all the wood and everything. So it is kind of weighted funny, but we've luckily not had any issues with that. But I would say if you can build it yourself, we needed ladders and we needed scaffolding. But we just custom built it to my size. I drew it out by hand on paper with the dimensions I wanted, ordered in the lumber, and then we were able to custom order in the sheet metal for the roof. As you can see, it's not perfectly cut, but it's pretty close.
And
So
it's super high. So
it's super high. The horses will never have an issue. And I swear to God, the best thing I think I did was this extra 3 feet.
Yeah.
It is, when it is raining out, it is the best to have that cantilevered overhang. Because even if the horses don't want to be in, they just stand here in the rain.
This is awesome.
So, absolutely love it. And I went high because it takes the heat, pulls it out.
Yep.
No horse is ever going to hit their head on it.
Yep.
I mean, you can't reach it. Even in the back, you cannot reach it. And I did that specifically because horses are beavers.
Yeah.
And if horses are going to whack their head, they're going to whack their
They're
head.
gonna whack their head.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
I think this is a really great thing to do. You can see it looks a lot nicer where they're not reaching it. And
Yeah. And
they
lean
love
on it.
They
Lean
lean
on it.
Yeah.
Rub on it.
Rub on
Yeah.
it. Lots of hair being ripped out. That's horses.
Oh
It's all
wow.
mean. So
Well, thank you,
I've got
Stephanie.
I've got one other type of shed that's here on the farm that we're going to show you guys next. So hang tight, everybody. Okay. Hey guys, so we're back on my farm for this is the second shed that I have. This one was pre-purchased, very similar to when we were at Megan's and she was showing you the 3-sided shed at her place. This is exactly the same. Arrived on a truck on skids, got deposited, we just drug it into the pasture and placed it. So this shed has survived a direct hit by a tornado, but let me tell you, not without damage. Now it wasn't destroyed like the previous one had to be replaced, but this one was torqued pretty hard. It was kind of twisted. So
How long did it take to rebuild?
it took us a couple weeks to get it cleaned back up. Yeah, so we had to replace this.
Oh,
So
with a nice brace.
yep, I just went to the hardware store. This is actually meant for a 4x4. Screwed that into the base and put in the new 4x4. Had to pull this off to sister in the new brace here. Like I said, the whole thing was kind of turned. So
How tall is it?
it's I don't think it's probably 10 in the front.
10 feet
So
tall?
it's pretty short in the back. Now there's a lot of, we did put a base in this one as well. There's some manure buildup in the back, but it's, you know, I can probably pretty easily
Oh, yeah.
hit the back. I'm
8
6
feet
feet
in the
tall.
back. And how
Yeah.
long do you think it is?
I think
20
these were, no, I believe these were 16 foot.
Really?
Yep, because I have a 6 foot wingspan and it's only about 2 feet beyond. So
Okay.
if I remember when I ordered these, they were like 10 or 12 by 16 foot. So this was a major underdoing. The tin work was kind of beat up. We had to kind of add in a whole bunch more wood and stuff to kind of get the structural support to it. So I took some old, these are 2x10s in the back that we use to kind of beef up the structure, and then I've got a couple pieces of plywood and things because this thing, it survived, but it took a beating from the tornado. So as you can see, it's on a skid in the front, so it's also on the back as well. You could in theory move this one, but just like my other shed. These are actually screwed into the ground as well.
Ah, smart.
Harder to see, they're pretty buried.
Yeah.
So front 2 sections, I didn't do it in the middle here, but on each corner is got the ground screw anchor in it. So ideally, I would like them taller, which is why when I built the other one, I went higher. Because if you get a tall horse in here, they're ducking in the back. They're absolutely ducking in the back.
And maybe 2 horses in this one?
When I had young horses, I have like 4 or 5 yearlings in here. But I've had up to 4 adult horses in here if they're buddies.
No way.
Yeah, they'll hang out in here if they're buddies.
Wow.
They love being all scrunched up next to each other and stuff. But you know, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
So, but you know, all my sheds face due south. As mentioned in the clips where we were at Megan's, most of our weather in the summer comes from the southwest or the west. In the wintertime, our storms generally come out of either the southwest, west, or mostly the northwest. Depends on the kind of winter we're having. So
we're in a valley at my farm. So
yeah,
it
she's
comes from
protected
the west.
in a valley.
Yeah. We're a little
I'm
different.
kind of up here and exposed. I wanted, honestly, that southern exposure. I've never had an issue with these tipping over other than when we got hit by the tornado. So I know that can be a problem. That's why I anchored them. I do have a neighbor down the road who's a little higher than I am, and he did not anchor his sheds. He's got, I think, 4 or 5 sheds, and they flipped on him.
Oh.
They flipped up over. And it's really hard on the structure. You know, it crumpled his roof and stuff. So, you know, these are kind of fancy and cute. I don't know if they're necessary, but they do hide the structural supports that you need to have to help support the roof on it. But just like at Megan's, everything is got a slant to it. It has to provide water runoff and snow load runoff.
And
so,
do you have any maintenance on it that you have to do? We don't.
Horses are beavers.
Yeah.
I think you can see right here, I've had to kind of cover up where they've been chewing on the original supports. I put, it needs to become sacrificial. You can take them off.
And they don't eat those. They only eat the pretty wood.
They only eat the important structural supports.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and you can see they've done a little here, but they don't really chew on this too much. But yeah, we had to do a little structural help on this after the tornado.
Yeah.
So, but these types of structures you can find, I think, across America. I think a lot of farm stores know where to find these. They're made and can be delivered by truck. And honestly, when we moved in here, we really didn't have any shelter for the horses. So this is the first thing I did. This was the only shelter that I had for the horses were these things in the pastures. I didn't have a barn or stalls or anything right away. So in our state law requires horses to have shelter. So you can't have animals that don't have a shelter. They've got to have significant shelter from wind and weather, rain, sleet, snow. So, and as you can see, full-blown sun. If it's cold in the wintertime, you can actually be in here and out of the wind and still getting a lot of sun on you, which isn't great in the summer, but in the winter the horses love it.
Super.
They'll be in here sleeping. Yeah. So yeah, these are my sheds. Let us know if you got questions. I think we've shown some nice options. Yeah. Because you had your sun huts, and we've had 3 different 3-sided shelters.
Yeah, so 4 different options. Well, thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Thanks, everybody. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let us know down below in the comments if you got questions. We're always happy to answer questions if we can or address them on another video. So have a great day, guys. We will see y'all on our next video.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.